9 News Mornings at 5 a.m. starts right now.
A big wave of snow is getting ready to hit Colorado, and it could be one for the record books. Our Weather Impact team is keeping you up to speed on the latest conditions outside and on the roads. All the snowfall is making a mess on major roads all over the state. We're sharing the big picture on which interstates are a no-go to keep you safe. Speaking of messes, winter weather closures on I-70 have turned the streets of Vail into a parking lot. Now the town has a new plan to clean things up. And today marks the start of our 9 Cares Colorado Shares campaign to help fight hunger across Colorado. We're checking in with one food bank helping more people than they ever have. We're going to get to all your headlines here in just a moment, but first the big story of the morning. The weather, taking a live look across the Front Range at the calm before the storm. Winter storm warnings are in effect right now across Denver, southern Colorado, as well as the eastern plains. Parts of northern Colorado and the high country are under winter weather advisories as well. Both will last until noon tomorrow.
Our crews are staying on top of conditions as this develops throughout the morning. Our Courtney Yoon is just off of I-25 right now. Jaleesa Irizarry is on I-25 heading south to Castle Rock. Let's first start, though, with Weather Impact Team meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Chris, this storm really starts to pick up here in just a few hours.
Exactly right. We've got the calm before the storm right now. So if you do have things to get done, you need to make a run to the grocery store, you need to get out and about, now is the time to do so because those conditions will go downhill later on this morning. Winter storm warning covers most of the eastern plains with as much as an additional, keep in mind here folks, this is on top of everything we've seen in some parts of the eastern plains. We don't have those exact totals yet from Lyman just because we've had a lot of drifting out there, but my guess is we've had 2 to 3 feet of snow out in Lyman, Hugo. We're adding another foot to 2 feet on top of that. In Denver, south side of the metro area, some spots have picked up about 20 inches of snow. We're likely going to add another double-digit snowfall on top of all of that later on today and tonight. Starting to see that snow stream on in from the south and east. Area low pressure is starting to finally move. It's been sitting and spinning. By the way, this is all the same storm. By the way, keep getting that question. Same storm since Tuesday night. This is the same one, just sitting and spinning. Finally get a move on. That's going to shove back some Gulf of Mexico moisture into the Front Range. Starting to see that across the eastern plains. Again, the calm before the storm, or the calm before the third or fourth storm right now for us here in the Denver area. So notice the timing here. 8, 9, 10 o'clock, we're probably mostly okay. A few snow showers. The heavy stuff moves in late this morning, early this afternoon, and that snow will be around with us all day long across the eastern plains. In the Denver area, that snow will be heaviest after about noon. Worst will be between probably about 3 p.m. and say about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Today, 34 degrees for us. And those weather impact headlines, heavy wet snow, 10 a.m. through the overnight time frame, 6 to 14 inches of snow across the metro area, depending on which side of town you're on. I'm going to get into details on those totals, where it's going to be at its worst, coming up for you in just a couple of minutes. But all the snow could have a very serious impact on your morning commute. Let's check in with 9 News reporter Jaleesa Irizarry, who's out on I-25 right now, heading towards Castle Rock. And Jaleesa, right now, one thing as I mentioned, Castle Rock, 15, 20 inches of snow out there over the last few days. Has some of that snow melted off, and is that leading to some icy roadways out there right now?
Yeah, Chris, we are on I-25 South, headed towards Castle Rock, and obviously this area, like you mentioned, got pounded by snow yesterday. But if you look at the roads, you really wouldn't think it. I-25 is pretty smooth drive right now. We've been on these roads for about 20 minutes or so, and the whole ride down this way was actually pretty clear, which is great to see. Still, even if there is snow on the road, if there's not snow on the road, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be cautious, because these roads are wet and we are expecting more snow. That will likely add a layer of ice to this storm. So drive carefully and try to avoid any sudden acceleration or braking. That's how you lose traction or run the risk of spinning out. Right now, the South Metro area could be getting another 10 to 18 inches, like Chris mentioned, in addition to what we've already seen the last couple of days. So today is probably going to be one of those days. If you don't need to be on the roads, don't be. The less people on the roads, the better for first responders or anyone else that has to work today. And, you know, fortunately, school districts have heard that warning, and a lot of them have closed schools today. So honestly, the best piece of advice, the best way to stay safe is to likely stay home today. Reporting live in South Metro area, Jaleesa Irizarry, 9 News. Now we'll send it back over to Brianna. Brianna, how's traffic looking on the other roadways?
Pretty much what you're seeing, and some good advice that you just gave, Jaleesa. Right now, I'm giving you several of our CDOT cameras. A look from I-70 from the east and the west side, from Bennett to 32nd Avenue. You can see we're seeing those wet roads this morning, as well as I-25, 120th, and then Ridgegate Parkway all the way down south, where we are going to see Jaleesa later this morning. Right now, traffic is flowing nicely, but I do want to switch things over to our main cameras, because right now, for those in Idaho Springs, or if you're heading to the mountains this morning, along I-70, we do have a stalled vehicle. You can see we have a colorful map at the moment. This is right at the intersection of Highway 6, so keep that in mind. You're probably going to see crews here on scene. Now, all the way down south, where Jaleesa will be heading right now, you're looking at a 17-minute drive. This is right now northbound and south, all the way down for those in Castle Rock, or if you're heading up to I-225, those speed times not looking bad at all. And then, of course, all the way in the Eastern Plains, where we usually see that snowy conditions, those conditions not great from Bennett to Lyman all the way down to the East Coast. So you definitely want to keep that in mind if you're taking I-70 this morning, because we are seeing a lot of snowy, icy conditions, so take it easy. Now, looking at the bigger picture, all the snow has CDOT taking action to make sure people stay safe. So we have 9 News reporter Courtney Young along I-25 right now. Courtney, how's it looking out there?
Hey, good morning, Brianna. I mean, honestly, right now, I-25 is looking okay. The road does look wet, maybe a little bit slick, so definitely still be careful out there. But people are moving through here just fine. In anticipation of this storm tonight, CDOT is already expecting wet, heavy snow and high winds to shut down highways and roads for long durations of time. CDOT says that travel conditions are expected to be extreme to impossible, especially east and west on I-70 of Denver, and also I-25 south of Pueblo. So take a look at some of these closures here. This is the Co-Trips website, and you can see there's already a lot of red on this map, especially in eastern and southern Colorado. There's around a dozen closures right now, including I-25 southbound from Pueblo to the New Mexico state line, US 40 westbound from Cheyenne Wells to Lyman. US 160 has closures, as well as US 287 from Wiley to Kit Carson. So a lot of closures out there. There's also a lot of caution going into the storm, so be aware and be prepared, or maybe just avoid travel at all costs. I-70 was closed yesterday, stopping all travel out of eastern Colorado. That meant truck drivers were stuck too. CDOT is very concerned about the storm and the treacherous conditions it could bring, so don't be surprised if I-70 east of Denver to the Kansas border closes again. For truck drivers, not being able to work meant losing money before the holidays.
It's a pretty big issue. I mean, I've talked to a couple other drivers while I was here, and you know, we're stuck.
The area between Watkins and Lyman was among the hardest hit areas in the state with this storm yesterday, and it could be the epicenter of this next storm that we're expected to experience tonight. So if I-70 closes again, we probably can't expect it won't be open. It won't reopen until Saturday night or possibly Sunday. Live in Denver, Courtney Young, 9 News.
All right, a cold one out there, but a good morning to support your favorite team, right, Courtney?
Yeah. Yes, oh my gosh, of course. Avs play tomorrow, guys.
Go Avs. I love it.
Courtney, thank you.
The city of Denver is extending its current severe weather shelter activation through 11 a.m. tomorrow morning now. The city will provide 24/7 shelter to those who need it at the Stone Creek shelter off of Quebec Street. That is the former Best Western Hotel, and at city facilities off of West 7th Avenue and South Sunai Street. Our first snow wave of the season this week has kept snowplow crews very busy here in Denver, and their job is not done yet.
Yeah, that's right. The city announced plow drivers will stay on duty today as that next storm rolls in. In a statement, the city says that crews will be combing over the main streets as needed for now, but they will keep an eye on how the storm develops before they decide if residential plows are needed for side streets. The city asks anyone that needs to be out on the road to please drive slowly and be cautious when driving on bridges as well as overpasses.
And here's a live look at those plows out on the road right now. We are, of course, tracking where all the plows are. I have seen so many of them this week. They've been working overnight, working so hard in these conditions, and we are very thankful for our plow crews. If you want to track the plows like we are, you can find this on the city's website.
And if you think plow drivers here in Denver have dealt with a mess, city officials in Colorado Springs say they are dealing with the messiest start to the snow season in recent memory. So the city will ramp up plowing on major roadways there over the next couple of days. Plows in the Springs will be driving in tandem so that they can shove all of the slush to the side of the road.